Hello, I'm Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. And if you're watching, that means I work for you. So please continue to send me the questions that you have for myself, players, or coaches. And as always, I'll do my best to get those questions answered for you. So now, Carolina Panthers are in full swing as they prepare to take on the New Orleans Saints, currently at 1-0 behind a strong performance from Jameis Winston. Today, we're fortunate enough to talk to several players about this upcoming matchup. So normally, I'll tell you guys the summary. But today I'm going to go ahead and let you hear a lot of the questions and answers from players today.
So just across the board, practice, game, just feeling like we wanted to just, not have to think about it. So Zane's obviously kicked in the National Football League. He's been 88% over the course of a season. So and having had him here in the summer was something as well for us. So we did give him a shot, and just knowing him and having a feel for him, I feel like he'll step right in. It's the same preparation. I just think you have more information to go off of. You have more tape to go off of. Obviously 2 games last year. You can go back the year before, see how they played Christian. So there's just more tape as opposed to some of the other teams. You're like last week we're shooting fish blind really. I mean, you're sitting there like, hey, I think it's going to be this. I think it's going to be that. There were some plays in that game. We had some tips. Hey, when it's this, it's going to be this, and they didn't quite play out like that. Just sort of new some new philosophical things on defense. From the Jets. So for us to be able to at least have 1 game on the Saints, to have 2 games last year we played them, to have the whole full season with that staff, there's just a little bit more information. It's never like these big macro like things. It's always just like an inch here, a step here. So. I don't think it's, like I said, I personally don't believe like it's schematic. I think Joe had some great things dialed up, and we just have to throw and catch just a little bit better. We have to be a little tighter on the wide zone. So I'm just a very incremental person. It's just like get a little bit better at this, a little bit better at that. So in terms of players getting involved, players are involved in everything because they're the ones out there playing. Players win games is our belief, and so I want them to take the game plan and have tremendous ownership over it. On a deeper level, if there's something that they're not comfortable with, that the quarterbacks go through and dot everything that they're comfortable with, and that's what we roll with. Guys always have thoughts, we always talk about it, but at the end of the day, I think when you see guys on defense come in free, I always evaluate the staff and myself and the coaches after every game, and when I see Robbie, wide out behind the defense. That's a great play by Robbie. It was also a great play design by the coaches. When I see, as I said the other day, Sam walk in on quarterback draw, it's great play design. When I see Burns come off the edge or Haas come off the edge on block, that's great defensive play design. So, I always try to evaluate those things, and then there's going to be times where it's not a good play design, and players have to make us right, and that's Christian catching the ball and making a guy miss. So, we just have to continue to improve and get better. I mean, it's a long season, and game 1. We saw what we did. We just have to improve.
You kind of pick up early what a defense is trying to do. Offense is a very team game, and defense is a mirrored image of that. They play well together, and while some teams might try to stop me, they're stopping scheme, and D coordinators are good now. Obviously, they've always been good, but I think defenses are evolving with offenses. You can kind of see that in the way the personnel looks, and the game's very fast now, so there's definitely times where the job is to stop me and to kind of take me out of the game, and when that happens, we have great players and great weapons who can do a lot of stuff with the ball in their hands. Same way as when they try to stop DJ or Robbie or one of our tight ends. It's my job to make it work in the run game. I honestly don't. I don't care, and I don't focus on that stuff. I just focus on just becoming the best player I can be and doing the best job of taking care of my body at all times, and, prepare like I'm going to play the whole game.
So for everybody out there wondering about I talk to people online when I do my Monday show, which I encourage everybody to watch. Every Monday at 7 o'clock, I'll have a live Q&A to talk about the previous day's game and any other questions you have about the Carolina Panthers. So I say, let's stop worrying about Christian McCaffrey and all these snaps. If he's not worrying about it, if he's not concerned, if he's prepared to play the full game and we need him, then let's let him play. All right, here's a few more responses from players.
The biggest thing that we need to improve on is just consistency, and then scoring in the red zone. Those are the 2 biggest things for us right now, and I feel like today we built on being more consistent. We were consistent today in practice, once the red zone day comes, we got to be better there, and also in third down. You know, we weren't good enough on third down on Sunday, but just going to look to get better. They're very sound. You know, they know exactly what their roles are in their defense. Every single guy knows their role, you know, in terms of what covers they're playing or what type of pressure. It feels like they know where the weakness is in the defense, and they try to cover it up as much as possible in that certain coverage or pressure, whatever they're doing. So, you know, a lot of those guys have been in the same system for some years now, and, you know, it's up to us. You know, that's just a great challenge for our offense to be really good about, you know, our IDs and how we go about that.
So lots of answers to lots of questions there. Something I heard Christian McCaffrey and both Sam Darnold talk about was this defense and just how good they are as a unit and how disciplined they are as individual players, which makes them a really good team. So it's going to be a good matchup on Sunday. Something I want to give you all is the injury report. We didn't have any players not practice today, so we did have a few that were limited in practice. That would have been guard Pat Eflin, defensive tackle Daquan Jones, and guard John Miller. Some guys that were dealing with injuries that were back out there in full today would have been Justin Burris, Sean Chandler, and Shai Smith. So I continue to encourage you to tune it in. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell notifications. If you're following on another channel, please continue to turn on notifications there if you can. And I'll continue to bring you guys more updates about the Carolina Panthers as they prepare to take on the New Orleans Saints this Sunday here at Bank of America Stadium. I'm Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe.